দর্শক আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি অস্ট্রেলিয়ায় উচ্চশিক্ষা নিয়ে আলোচনা অনুষ্ঠান ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি স্টাডি অপরচুনিটিজ ইন অস্ট্রেলিয়া। সঙ্গে আছে আমি শরীফুল ইসলাম খান। আলোচনার জন্য আমাদের সাথে স্টুডিওতে উপস্থিত রয়েছেন ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটির সম্মানিত প্রো ভাইস চ্যান্সেলর ডক্টর শারমান ইয়াং। আরও আছেন আমাদের সাথে মিস রুবি বিস্কিট, যিনি ডিরেক্টর ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কলেজ, মিস কেট রথ, ডিরেক্টর অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন ম্যাকুয়ারি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল। আমাদের সঙ্গে আরও রয়েছেন আপনাদের পরিচিত মুখ মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদ, যিনি রিজিওনাল ডিরেক্টর সাউথ এশিয়া অ্যান্ড মিডল ইস্ট। এবং আমাদের সাথে আরও আজকে রয়েছেন আমাদেরই আরেকজন মিস্টার রিয়াসত হুসাইন, যিনি অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটিতেই পড়াশোনা করেছেন এবং তিনি এখন সাউথ এশিয়ার কান্ট্রি ম্যানেজার হিসেবে কাজ করছেন। সো গেস্ট, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ফর কামিং অ্যান্ড বি ইন দিস প্রোগ্রাম and you are very welcome to Bangladesh once again. দর্শক, আপনারা জানেন যে অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে পড়াশোনা এখন আমাদের দেশের স্টুডেন্টদের জন্য একটি অন্যতম প্রধান বিষয়। যারা বিশেষ করে উচ্চশিক্ষার জন্য বিদেশে যেতে চাচ্ছেন তাদের কাছে অস্ট্রেলিয়া এখন ওয়ান অফ দি টপ 3 ডেস্টিনেশনস। তো অস্ট্রেলিয়ারই একটি অন্যতম প্রধান ইউনিভার্সিটি ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি, যেখানে বাংলাদেশের অনেক অনেক ছাত্র এখন পড়াশোনা করছে। তো আজকে আমরা কথা বলবো বিশেষ করে অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে পড়াশোনার বিষয়ে কি কি অপরচুনিটিজ আছে এবং বিশেষ করে ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটিতে আমাদের দেশের স্টুডেন্টরা যে কি কি বিষয়ে পড়াশোনা করতে পারবেন, তাদের জন্য নানা রকম সুযোগ সুবিধা এবং অন্যান্য বিষয়াদি নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো। সো নাও উই উইল জাস্ট স্টার্ট দ্য প্রোগ্রাম ইন ইংলিশ সিন্স উই হ্যাভ গট সাম ফরেন গেস্টস হিয়ার। মাই ফার্স্ট কোয়েশ্চেন টু প্রফেসর শারমান ইয়াং, ক্যান ইউ প্লিজ টেল আস অ্যাবাউট অস্ট্রেলিয়া a bit more?
So Australia is one of the largest countries in the world by land area, but very small by terms of population. So there's only about 24 million people in the country, and largely we're an urban country. So the major cities, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane, Adelaide, have the vast majority of the population. Australia is a multicultural country, as well as the long-held cultures of the Indigenous people. We have immigrants from all around the world. It's a very diverse, very exciting, very vibrant country. It's a great place to live and study. And in addition, it's been a country which has been innovative and exciting in its time. So great inventions out of Australia include the black box, Wi-Fi, and a range of medical inventions such as penicillin. It's a fantastic country to visit, an even better country to study in, and we welcome anyone who wants to come and study here.
Very nice to know about all these positive features about Australia. In fact, Australia is fast becoming, I think it's top 2 destinations now. So congratulations on that and all these positive things about Australia. Can you please tell us about the education system of Australia? I mean, how many universities are there in Australia? And this question is for Ms. Kate Roth.
Sure. We have about 43 universities in Australia. 40 of them are public universities and a couple of private universities with one specialty university. Of course, we also have a comprehensive education system that starts from primary school right through to secondary school and high school. And we have options in the tertiary section for both academic, which is the university sector, and vocational education.
Okay. In terms of, I mean, some students really talk about অস্ট্রেলিয়া। আমরা জানি যে যখন অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে পড়াশোনার ব্যাপারে কথা হয় তখন অনেকেই জিজ্ঞেস করেন যে অস্ট্রেলিয়ার ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলোর ভিতরে কোন ইউনিভার্সিটিতে বাংলাদেশি স্টুডেন্ট আসলে বেশি আছে। সেই ব্যাপারে আমরা পরে অবশ্য জানবো মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদের কাছে। হয়তো এখন আমার কোশ্চেন আবারও তানভীর শহীদের কাছে। মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদ, how many international students are in Australia in total?
In Australian population, as Professor Sharman said, it's not much, it's only 24 million. And out of 24 million, you'd be glad to know that over 500,000 are international students. So when we look at the proportion, it's a 1:50 almost. We get the international students versus the population. And mainly these students are, international students are studying in higher education sector. And also we have around 25% in vocational education, and the remaining students are studying in English courses and some other courses they are doing. Also, when we are talking about Bangladesh, we have over 6,000 Bangladeshi students currently studying in Australia, and we have seen that over the last 3-4 years there is a movement, very good movement of Bangladeshi students in Australia. We have been seeing that 5 to 10% growth every year from Bangladesh to Australia.
That's really brilliant and very encouraging for our students. I'm sure আমাদের দর্শক যারা আপনারা দেখছেন তারা নিশ্চয়ই আরও বেশি করে অনুপ্রাণিত হবেন, বিশেষ করে আমাদের স্টুডেন্টসরা যারা বাইরে পড়াশোনার ব্যাপারে চিন্তা করছেন। মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদ যা বললেন সেটা আসলেই প্রমিজিং। Ms. Kate Roth, my next question to you. International students, once they are in Australia, there are different facilities for them, as I know. So would you please tell us about the facilities that they can have there?
Sure, we have lots of facilities for the international students. Specifically for them, the government requires the university to have a range of services available, including accommodation services to support the students as well. So there's lots of supporting culture, I guess, that you would say within the university. And I guess one of the biggest things for studying in Australia is the welcoming way that Australians like to bring and welcome students to the campus. They bring a dynamicism to the campus that is quite unique. And particularly the Bangladeshi students, we enjoy very much their cultural aspect, the cultural night that they put on for us almost every year. And their contribution to the culture of the campus is very important for us.
Professor Sharman Young, now please tell us about Macquarie University especially.
Well, Macquarie University is 53 years old, so it's not the oldest university in Australia, but it has a very vibrant culture. It's in Sydney. It's about half an hour from the Opera House, and we all know the Opera House. We're not very far from the Opera House, but despite being so close to those iconic features of Sydney, it's on this beautiful 127-hectare parkland with amazing facilities. We have about 40,000 students. About a third of them are postgraduate students, and about 2/3 are undergraduate students. And we have about 25% of our students as international students. So as Tanvir said, large number of international students in Australia. We have about 10,000. And you'd be delighted to know we have 570 Bangladeshi students on campus. And they, as Kate said, they make a fantastic contribution to the life and the vibrancy of the university we have.
That's really great. I mean, 580 you said, right?
579, I think, is
okay. That's a very big number.
It is.
And 25% international students really proves that Macquarie University is truly international.
And it's a very diverse, exciting place because of those international students, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Totally agree. And I'm sure that our students would be very encouraged to know all this. Miss Ruby Biscuit, now this is your turn to tell us something about Sydney and why would students choose Sydney?
Yeah, I've lived in Sydney all my life. I was born in Sydney, and really it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world, which students benefit a lot from. The weather is absolutely perfect. It's on the east coast of Australia, on the largest harbour in the world. But not only the physical features, but it's a very robust, vibrant city, as my colleagues have mentioned, very multicultural city. And one of the things I love is that when an international student comes to study in Sydney, they meet Australians and they meet Australia. They meet the world. They make friends with people from all over the world. And those friends are friends for life. And I've often seen them go on to do businesses together and all sorts of things. So it's a very safe city as well, very peaceful place. For Bangladeshi students, there is about a 50,000 population of Bangladeshis in Sydney. So there's also that cultural support and food that they're familiar with, as well as all the variety.
True.
Yeah.
And
I'd just like to add another point. Around more than 60% of Bangladeshi students are actually in Sydney. That's that shows that what Sydney
Sydney is
contributing
really,
for Bangladeshi community.
I mean, we all know about Macquarie University, how good it is, but it would be really great to know about it more, about the teaching techniques in Macquarie,
So Macquarie it's a comprehensive university, so it does research brilliantly as well as teaching brilliantly, and as a consequence, we're ranked generally in the top 200 in the world and the top 10 in Australia. And because it's a comprehensive research and teaching university, our teachers are experts in their field. They do research and they use that research to drive what they do in teaching. And what we do really is we think very carefully about both the curriculum we deliver and the way we deliver it. So in curriculum terms, we're very clear that all of our graduates need to have a broad and deep education. So they need the depth in the discipline and the skills in the particular area in which they're studying. But they also need to know something about the world. They need to know about global engagement. They need to know a little bit about something else than their discipline. And they need the skills that will put them in the right place for employment afterwards. So communication skills, creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration, those skills. So the curriculum is designed to embrace all of that depth and all of that breadth. And then we deliver it in a way that's innovative and unique. So as well as really fantastic face-to-face offerings which encourage problem solving and active learning, we have a lovely blended opportunity where there's some online engagement. So all of our students have the opportunity to engage online. And we have, importantly, a very deeply embedded work integrated learning experience. So every undergraduate student has a form of work placement. We have a comprehensive program called PACE, where we work with 2,500 external partners, so that all of our undergraduates actually have some form of work placement, some sort of internship, some sort of experience, so that the learning they get at university is actually applied in a workplace situation. So these are the sorts of things that we think about all the time. It's constantly developing, it's constantly evolving. The motto for Macquarie University has always been from Chaucer, the Old English, from Canterbury Tales, and the motto is, "And gladly teach." So it's embedded in our DNA to really take teaching seriously and to do it incredibly well.
Great facts, really. I mean, I'm sure that our audience, you are very benefited listening to Professor Shaman Young and our other guests, all about, not only about Macquarie University, we are also knowing about the study opportunities in Australia. Ms. Ruby Biscuit, you know that, I mean, from our conversation, there are so many Bangladeshi students already studying in Macquarie, and I believe that there would be thousands other waiting, having the ambition to go and study at Macquarie. Could you please advise students from academic perspective, what exactly sort of they need to know prior joining to Macquarie University?
You know, at the university, we prepare you and support you a lot with what you need to know when you arrive. But in order to prepare, there are 6 things I think you really need to remember. Practice, 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 English, English, English. And when I say that, I know that a lot of people have English in Bangladesh, but academic literacy is another skill in itself. It's almost like another language. So it's important to understand what that means, and there are a lot of resources that you can find online to start to understand that. Put in Australian academic literacy and just start to explore and read what that means. Some of the conventions of Australian academic written English, and I also think it's important to cultivate curiosity over criticism. It's a simple idea, but a hard thing to practice. And I think if you can practice that and take that with you into your experience, everything will be a marvel.
এতক্ষণ আমরা কথা বললাম Macquarie University ব্যাপার নিয়ে, and really, guests, thank you so much for your input, but it is not really the end of it. We are going to listen a lot more from you, so we are taking a short break. Thank you. দর্শক, দেখছিলেন অস্ট্রেলিয়া উচ্চশিক্ষা নিয়ে অনুষ্ঠান ম্যাকোয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি স্টাডি অপরচুনিটিজ ইন অস্ট্রেলিয়া। এই পর্যায়ে আমরা একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি নিচ্ছি, আসছি একটু পরেই। সেই পর্যন্ত আমাদের সঙ্গেই থাকুন। আবারও আমন্ত্রণ ম্যাকোয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি স্টাডি অপরচুনিটিজ ইন অস্ট্রেলিয়া অনুষ্ঠানে। আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আমাদের ম্যাকোয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে আগত গেস্টদের সাথে। এখন আমরা আবার কথা বলবো মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদের সাথে। মিস্টার তানভীর শহীদ, what is the relationship between Macquarie University and Bangladesh?
Okay, Bangladesh has been identified as a priority country for Macquarie University. So over the last decade, we have been closely working with many stakeholders in Bangladesh. So in the meantime, we have signed a few MOUs in various institutions, including Dhaka University, North-South University, BRAC University, East-West University. Not only this organization, Education Institute, we are also looking forward for taking it at another level in corporate sector. We recently signed, just yesterday to be honest, we signed a MOU with Police Staff College in Bangladesh. Also, we have signed a few years back another collaboration agreement with Ministry of Public Administration. So as you can see that the breadth of relationship is not only the students' engagement, we are also going further down and a real engagement. Our Vice Chancellor always said that Macquarie University is a university of service and engagement, and we are certainly looking forward to it with Bangladesh.
Amazing facts. I believe that Bangladesh also is getting lots of benefits out of this relationship with Macquarie University. And thank you so much for doing that. Mr. Yasut Hussain, you have been sitting and listening to all these conversations. Why did you choose to go to Australia?
Okay, it's a very good question. First of all, I did a lot of research before I decided to go somewhere for my higher education. And Australia was one of my primary choices because of the weather. So I don't like cold places. So Australia has a very favorable weather condition, very similar to what we have here in Bangladesh, but much better because it's not humid. At the same time, institutions are highly ranked. And I was looking, to be honest, I was looking for a shortcut. So I was looking for a degree that gave me 2 specialization in minimum time. And Macquarie only offered a degree that gave me 2 specialization. So I did a Master of Commerce, specializing in marketing and business management and organization. It's a big title, business management and organization. And it was a double major degree. It's a single degree with a dual major. And yeah, that was the primary reason I chose Macquarie, because it was, I wanted to do 2 specialization in 2 specific fields, and I could only find it at Macquarie.
So as we know that, there are students waiting, having that ambition to go and study at Macquarie. So I believe there are students, will be watching this program. So Mr. Tanvir Shohid, can you please tell us about the admissions thing in Macquarie University for Bangladeshi students?
Sure. Our admission process is very, very streamlined. First of all, the students need to know that what sort of course they like to study. So Macquarie University currently offering foundation, which is kind of year 12 in Bangladesh, HSC equivalent. Then Macquarie University also offering diploma program. Macquarie also offers bachelor degree, then master's degree coursework, and also the master's degree by research and PhD and MPhil as well. So it has a whole range of courses. So once the student would go to our website, they will certainly able to see the range of courses what Macquarie is offering. Our website is mq.edu.au. Also, we have a few representatives in Bangladesh, so our students can visit these our local representatives in Bangladesh to get the further information. They can also contact us directly. We all are coming quite frequently. So that is the way we are trying to make our admission process very streamlined. Once they get the application and they apply, and then what we check their eligibility. We mainly check in 3 different aspects. Most of the time, we always check for IELTS or TOEFL requirement. It's called that English proficiency. So it's a 6.5. Most of the courses at Macquarie University, we are looking forward. Then we check the academic entry requirement. What is their equivalency of their bachelor degree or their HSC, GPA. So that sort of thing we check. And there are a few courses at Macquarie University where we are looking for work experience as well. For an example, MBA, which is ranked number 1 and 49 in the world in the Financial Times ranking. So it depends on the course to course, but mainly these are the 3 things in admission requirements. And lastly, once the student get the admission offer letter from university, they can apply for the COE, confirmation of enrollment letter, and then they lodge their visa to come to Australia.
Thank you so much. I believe that will really help a lot of our students who are really aspiring to go to Macquarie University. দর্শক, আমাদের অনেক স্টুডেন্টরাই আছেন যারা আমাদের এখানে পড়াশোনা শেষ করে যখন তারা তাদের অপশনগুলো খোঁজেন, তারা হয়তো অনেক সময় দেখেন যে তাদের যে শিক্ষাগত যোগ্যতা বা তাদের যে ইংরেজি দক্ষতা, সেটা এই মুহূর্তে হয়তো বা তাদেরকে সরাসরি ইউনিভার্সিটির প্রোগ্রামে পড়তে দিচ্ছে না। হতাশ হবার কিছু নেই আসলে এটার জন্য কিছু প্রোগ্রাম আছে যেটা হলো পাথওয়ে প্রোগ্রাম বলে সেখানে আমরা এখন কথা বলবো মিস্টার রুবি বিস্কিটের সাথে সেই প্রোগ্রামগুলো নিয়েই মিস্টার রুবি বিস্কিট we heard that Macquarie University also has its pathway programs so could you please tell us a little more about them?
Yeah. So as Tanvir mentioned, the foundation course is similar to the Year 12 level, and that is to help students cross that bridge from high school level to the independent learning style of university. Not all students are ready to jump straight into that, and for Bangladeshi students who are also acclimatising to a new culture and a new experience, that can really help support the students' success when they get to the first year in undergraduate. We also have diplomas, and those diplomas are where you're studying the units from the first year undergraduate, but you are doing it in smaller classes with more support. So the same lecturers that are lecturing in the faculties are working with you in smaller classes. So it is good for shyer Bangladeshi students because they have that support and that intimacy to slowly come out of their shell. As well as that, everybody we work with has a lot of understanding about the international student experience. They've been in the international student sector for many years, helping students become successful. We understand the areas that are challenging, and we're ready there to help you. So that's our promise to Bangladeshi students: is you come and we'll look after you and get you to that undergraduate dream. Yeah.
So reassuring, really.
Yeah.
For those students who we believe little vulnerable and they
That's
need
right.
little sort of special sort of treatment and nurture.
right.
Miss Kate Roth, I believe now you understand that one of the top priorities or sort of most common questions probably international students have who are considering studying abroad, scholarship. Are there any scholarship opportunities in the university? So could you please tell us about the scholarship opportunities there?
Sure. Macquarie University is very lucky to offer a wide range of scholarships. The first sort of scholarship is for high-performing students will get up to $10,000 under our Vice-Chancellor's International Scholarship. Most Bangladeshi students will get at least $3,000 off per year straight up just for studying at Macquarie University. If a student is wanting to do postgraduate work, so research work, they have the opportunity to apply for a full scholarship under a very generous scheme that we have. They have to be some of the top students in that particular cohort, but we have the full scholarship for the PhD students. We also have a special scholarship arrangement with the Ministry of Public Administration here in Bangladesh, up to 50% off, to do a master's degree at Macquarie University for people who are working in the Ministry of Public Administration. And on top of all of that, Australia also has a very generous scheme. So the schemes under the Australia Awards or Endeavour scholarships that students can apply for to study in Australia. Also, we get many Bangladeshi students through those at the university. So lots of options.
Professor Sharman Young, going back to you again. Any future plan for Macquarie University, especially in Bangladesh?
So Bangladesh is a country that is very close to Macquarie's heart. We have, as Tanvir suggested, a very deep relationship and a long relationship. And our aspiration is to continue to deepen and broaden that relationship. We have those MOUs with Police Staff College, the UGC, the Ministry of Public Administration, as well as a number of universities. And we hope to continue to build those agreements and to support and work with colleagues in those institutions to really develop teaching and research and education possibilities for Bangladeshi students both here and in Australia. But importantly, I think we also want to learn from Bangladeshis. We're very keen through the Australian government's New Colombo plan to send students to Bangladesh, to give them a taste of this wonderful country, to let them learn from the dynamic growth that's happening and to really engage with this region in a way that it's only possible if we come and visit. And we'd certainly love to send more of our colleagues, our faculty, our academic and professional staff to come here and learn from the tremendous work that's being done here in Bangladesh. So the aspiration is to continue to grow that relationship, to make it bigger, better, broader and deeper.
স্টাডি অপরচুনিটিস ওয়াইজ আমরা যেটা নিয়ে আসলে কথা বলছিলাম সেটার ব্যাপারে আমার মনে হয় যে আমাদের অডিয়েন্স যারা আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানটা এতক্ষণ দেখলেন তারা নিশ্চয়ই অনেক বেনিফিটেড হবেন। আমরা অনুষ্ঠানের অলমোস্ট শেষ পর্যায়ে চলে এসেছি। I really thank Professor Young for your fantastic inputs. Kate Roth, Ms. Ruby, Mr. Tanvi Shohid, and Mr. Riyasat Hussain.
Thank you.
All of you, thank you so much for your inputs and for your valuable suggestions, especially for our promising and aspiring students who we believe in future will be studying at Macquarie and in Australia, of course. দর্শক, ধন্যবাদ এতক্ষণ সাথে থাকার জন্য এবং আমাদেরকে এই সময়টা দেওয়ার জন্য। আশা করি আপনাদের ভালো লেগেছে এবং আপনাদের কাজে লাগবে, বিশেষ করে যারা অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে পড়াশোনা করার ইচ্ছা রাখছেন। আপনারা ভালো করে প্রিপারেশন নেবেন এবং যদি কোনো সহযোগিতার দরকার হয় আপনারা জানেন যে আপনাদের জন্য সহযোগিতার জন্য এইসব ইউনিভার্সিটির অনেক রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ বাংলাদেশে রয়েছে। জাস্ট গো টু দ্য ইউনিভার্সিটি ওয়েবসাইট, বিশেষ করে ম্যাকুয়ারি ইউনিভার্সিটি www.mq.edu.au। ওনারা আপনাদেরকে জানাবেন কিভাবে আপনারা ওখানে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবেন। আরও কিছু জানতে চাইলে সেই প্রশ্ন আপনারা ওখানে করতে পারবেন। ওনারা এসছেন আমাদেরকে সহযোগিতা করার জন্য। অ্যান্ড থ্যাংক ইউ ওয়ান্স এগেইন আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠান দেখার জন্য। আপনাদেরও ধন্যবাদ। ভালো থাকবেন। আল্লাহ হাফেজ।